Hi guys, welcome to the Oracle of Lilith. My name is Amy and I am the Oracle of Lilith, and I'm so happy you're here today. Today we're going to be pulling one card from the Sacred Rebels Oracle book, and this is by Elena Fairchild. This was one of the first decks I got, probably in the first 5. So, and this is a very powerful deck, and I just wanted to kind of explore it again. So I'm going to pull a card, and we're going to get kind of a theme of what this reading is going to be. Now, this is a general session, so take what resonates and leave the rest behind. I do offer private sessions. This will go up tomorrow, so I will be starting to accept requests for that. I'm settling on prices still, so I'll know more about that like tomorrow, so probably Tuesday's reading. Daily, not reading session. Okay, let's get one card here. Now, if you're wanting to know more about like the change to the channel, you can check out my, I have kind of a blog. Well, it is a blog, kind of, sort of. I'm just talking about the changes on the channel, my channel, and the actual YouTube channel, if that makes sense. Okay. All right. How are you guys doing? Okay, this is going to be a 1. All right. Okay. Wow. Softly, softly, the tender touch. I love these cards. They have such beautiful energy. Flower of life vibe going on here within the third eye and the crown, this lotus blossoming and speaking truth. There may have been a lot of this going on lately, and you may feel very tired from it. You know, when we're purging energies and we start to come forward more and more with what our soul is saying, what our pain is, what our situation is, it can get very tiring because you have a release there of very intense energy. So the body kind of works it out in itself. So that's why walking, exercising, meditation, those kind of things are really helpful. They help you get it out of your system, kind of, sort of. I guess that's the way, yeah, it helps you work it out of yourself physically, yeah. Okay. All right, here we go. This is number 20, so you guys can see it. Okay. The feminine wisdom of gentleness can assist you now. When we are at a point in life where we want to attain greater things, but don't necessarily have a proportionally greater supply of energy at our disposal, it's time to work smarter rather than harder. This is the way of feminine wisdom. However, a cultural ignorance of the feminine way currently prevails. We are generally taught that the more force we use, the more we try to make things happen, the more we will achieve. The feminine way is not about force, nor is it about driving, striving, pushing, or grabbing at what we can in order to create. It's about inviting what we wish for to come into the space we have provided for it internally, and in our lives. This method cultivates more energy, causes less stress, attracts what is desired. It is manifestation by invitation rather than by will or force. Okay, this is powerful. This is a really powerful energy coming forward. Wow. Okay, so this is about allowing. This is another way of saying to allow the manifestation. Maybe some of you have felt like you had to say something, or you had to act on something, or you had to keep this energy. Oops, sorry, I shook you. You had to keep this energy going. But the truth is that after the release of this really pent up energy, you can go into the energy of allowing, inviting, saying, hey, universe, bring me what I need, what I asked for. I'm going to allow you to bring it to me, because now I've made space. I've done work, and I've gotten rid of a lot of my blocks. I'm feeling a lot of blocks being relieved by a lot of this energy many people are feeling. And you may still be in it and going to move through it, or you might be about ready to go through it. So everyone's in a different place. Okay, I'm being guided to use a Halloween oracle. As I pick up this deck, I am connecting with transformation. Each of these decks that I'm going to use probably for the next few days, maybe in a reading or two, they've been infused with certain energies and vibrations to help bring forth a collective message of meaning, of purpose. I don't know how else to describe it right now. I'm searching for words. Okay. So I'm feeling a transformation energy coming forward. I think as you lighten your touch with yourself and with others, as you start to have compassion for yourself and realize that compassion is healing, and you truly can't have compassion for another until you have compassion for yourself. The lamp, remembrance. Oh, wow. It's like a lighthouse. I see a lighthouse and a ship with a cross on it. That's interesting. This is past life energy coming through. This is really profoundly interesting. I'm feeling like a group within the collective who had a connection with some underground currents are going to be coming forward in their chosen field. And the past that you learned from, the skills you gained, the wisdom there will be brought forward from this. Okay, I'm feeling there was a lot of travel across the sea with these, they look like pirate ships, okay, but they're not, all right? And I'm seeing different time periods. I'm also, interestingly enough, seeing like a Titanic, like, but not Titanic, the Britannia. I'm seeing that as well. There's a lot of like ships and sailing coming forward with this collective, like long voyages, dramatic voyages, maybe even life-ending voyages. And it's as if I'm seeing like another ship coming through to pick. Okay, that's what it is. You're going to pick up the wisdom, just like I said, and the gifts from that lifetime, and you're going to move towards shore. Okay. All right, take what resonates there. Okay, I'm being drawn to the Golden Tarot. There's an inner knowing here among the people who are resonating with this. This is a timeless reading. It doesn't matter when you find it. Wow, that flipped right over. That's crazy. If we have the Devil, that's not necessarily a bad thing, you guys. Okay, this feels like a past life reading coming forward. There's something about having compassion for yourself that's going to allow this energy to come forward. It's going to be easier to deal with this part of yourself. I think many people are going to have past life memories for maybe the first time. It's part of an awakening experience. And, you know, if you don't resonate with past lives, but you resonate with the whole idea of collective, just accept it as part of the collective that you're experiencing. There's a message there, wisdom there for you to access, okay? Many are reading their Akashic records. No reversals here. Okay. I'll just tell you right now with this past life, I'm reading Betrayal here. There was a betrayal here. Oops, sorry. I nudged you. Okay, we're going to clarify with the Hermetic Tarot. Oops, these flipped. That one flipped too. Okay. Troubling times is what I hear. Troubling times. Struggle. There was something that was kept secret that was revealed. But you know, you were very illuminated in this lifetime. You were willing to leave comfort, home, people, places, and things because of this belief system. You were the spiritual work. This could also be you were a like, I'm feeling like Knights Templar energy here. And I haven't felt that in years. So I'm feeling a lot of that. I'm feeling a lot of underground stream energy here, and concealed spirituality, occultic in nature. And there was a betrayal here. And there's something about a ship. Maybe you died on a ship, you passed on a ship, or there was a long voyage where you picked up your burdens. I feel like some of you had to run from this betrayal. Pardon me. Okay. Whoops, I don't. All right. Sorry, I nudged you again. Sorry. Okay. Okay. So, I'm feeling like the reason why this life is coming forward, and for me, there's no reason to remember a past life if there isn't a lesson there. Okay. So these are past lives that had significance to what's happening now in your life. Okay. So you may feel betrayed. You may have been seriously betrayed, and maybe trying to overcome it. And maybe that sense of, and maybe you've experienced some of that. You know, maybe you've been cheated on, lied to, misled, thought people were your friends and backstabbed, all those kind of things. This sneaky energy here with the devil. Someone who maybe wore a mask and didn't really reveal who they were to you. Okay, and there's a sense of betrayal here. And the reason why this past life is coming forward is because there's a strength there. There is an internal well of creativity there for you. There's a knowledge. A lot of this is a knowing coming forward from a past life, like things that you know, things that you can quickly access to move more quickly into where you want to be in this life, whatever your goal or ability is. I think for some of you, this is about healing your sense of betrayal, your suspicion. I think there may be someone moving into your life, or they're already there, and this is part of the past life connection. You may never talk about it, but this was someone in a past life who was very good to you. Okay, they loved you, and I feel like there's protection here. So one protected the other, like physically, or there was a sense of guardianship around the other. You may have had this energy for both, but one was more prominent than the other, if that makes any sense. And I feel like for some of you, this moving on, it felt good. I think in some of your lives, you moved from one way of being to another. Some of you left families, but you felt good about it because you felt divinely guided to do it. And that moment is about you moving into who you are in this life, okay, and being okay with moving into that, having good things go on, but know, hey, you know, I want more. This is somebody who wants more than just to win, okay? This is somebody who wants to be happy and whole, have connections that matter. And we have 10 of Wands with 10 of Cups here. So it's like the burdens turn into strengths, like your greatest weaknesses turn into your greatest strengths. And that message has been coming forward a lot. And this betrayal that in this lifetime, it may have cost you, you know, a job, or I feel like there's a loss here. There's like a physical loss to this. Like, it's not just losing connections, but somehow you lost things or people or opportunities, things that would be considered material or of substance. Yeah, I'm just picking up on this devil with the Ace of Swords. And yeah, I feel like there has been a lot of harsh words and misplaced angers maybe in this lifetime, and they come from this past life, okay? Too, as well. I'm not saying that they're not valid here. They are valid here, but this is not the first time you've been in an experience of experiencing betrayal. Betrayal can be a real block, because when you get betrayed, you think that you don't trust other people, but the truth is you're not trusting yourself, okay, to make good decisions, basically, to do what doesn't bring you pain anymore on a subconscious level. So you start just not trusting everyone else, because in order to get to the point of actually trusting yourself when you're told to move but you don't want to, and you move anyway even though you think you got it all together, you have to learn to trust yourself. In order to do spiritual work, creative work, really any kind of great work, you have to trust yourself. It's a baseline functional situation. So for many people, this is in your root and your sacral chakra. This is something you need to work on and balance out. But also, I think if you spend some time reflecting on some of the things that you're pulled to, if you're pulled to anything, any of the underground streams, the Knights Templar, things like that, if you're pulled to like someone, I'm really hearing like medieval time, this time period. It seems to have a lot of massive energy for parts of the collective. There was a lot of learning that took place at great cost in those lifetimes. And, you know, the reward for that may be this life, okay? It may be you learning to trust yourself to a point that you're going to be able to take your burdens and then flow it into abundance, flow it into this wonderful place of feeling good about what you do, feeling good about who you are, having enough abundance. For some of you, this is having a family. This is whatever would make you feel good. So if like being married makes you feel good, then that's what this is. This is what you want and will make you happy. And this material trouble is part of the not trusting yourself, okay? When you trust yourself, you make good moves in the world, in reality, in 3D, financially, and otherwise, and also intuitively. So if you can link those two together, you can really start to get a flow of abundance coming through. But it all starts with learning to trust yourself. You have to be open to messing up. Okay, I was going to say something else, but we'll call it messing up. You have to be open to having to start over. Okay, for many of you, this is absolutely starting over. Okay, with something else, something that you're drawn to, and something that feeds you, and something that you can use to help you learn to trust yourself. Okay, only you know what that is. For some of you, this is creative. Okay, yeah, I feel like this past life has a lot of good energy for you. There's a lot they want to bring forward. These burdens turning into cups, that's amazing. I feel this energy in the 10 of Wands here. This guy saying, yeah, okay, I get it. Yeah, I'm leaving. I'm moving on. Pleiades, double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. Right, so learning to trust yourself. Channeling, that's getting messages from the divine, no matter how you slice it, that's what it is. And, you know, sometimes those energies come through and kind of settle in our consciousness. That's a form of channeling. I feel like there's a new level of awareness of how people can work with their consciousness to create a new reality, okay? And it has to do with learning to trust yourself. It's almost like they're showing me a list. Lilith is showing me a list, and I see number 1, learn to trust yourself. So, and there's some kind of either talent or ability that you are drawn to. It could even be some kind of practice. It could be spirituality, philosophy. It's a lot of different things that you're being drawn to, that if you will start to go towards that, you will start to get synchronicities and you will learn to trust yourself. Okay, Spirit will help you learn to trust yourself. You will be given opportunities to trust yourself. And it's not easy. It's not an easy work at all. And yeah, learning to trust yourself. I know for me, it has taken a lot of really painful work for me to learn to trust myself. And trust the positive. You know, many of us have all we've heard is the negative and about ourselves or our situation. So when we start having positive things happen, a lot of times we start to block them because we question it, you know. And that's a hard energy to move out of. I have moved out of that. So But, you know, it doesn't mean I won't have to go back and revisit that often, because it's a block that, you know, if you've had a lot of trauma or you've had a lot of bad experiences and things haven't worked out the way you thought they would, it can be very jarring. If people turn out to be completely different than what you thought, it can make you feel like you're living in a weird kind of nightmarish world. So I get it. Lilith, the first woman. I am the voice of my body and soul. I choose a life I desire to live. Yeah. You have to learn to trust yourself. You have to learn that where you want to go, where you desire to go, it is the want of your soul. It is part of your life journey. It's part of your purpose. And experience in itself is an expression of life purpose. Okay, so yeah, be open. Lilith shows up. Yeah. It's very important that you take time to get a handle on the negative self-talk. It is destructive. It re-traumatizes your nervous system, and it's time to release that. And only you know how to release it. And I'm speaking of in safe ways, all right? And for some of you, I literally see someone putting sticks together and building different like symbols and things like that, and lighting them on fire. Always, you know, if you use fire, be safe about it, okay? Don't do anything stupid. And I don't mean that in an insulting way. I'm just saying, don't, you know, be smart about it. Be a grown-up. Be above 18 at least. And not at your parents' house, okay? That's what I'm talking about. Don't do those kind of things. All right. Divine Feminine. Okay, yeah. Yeah. This is so profoundly interesting. We get the Divine Feminine, we get the double mission channeling and uplifting humanity, and Lilith, the first woman. I am the voice of my body and soul. I choose the life that I desire to live. So this really is about listening to your intuition. As we go through cycles of chaos, they are there to help us learn how to listen to our gut. I don't know about you, but many times when I'm going through a cycle of chaos, I will make bad decisions. And in spite of the fact that I've been told not to do it that way. So at the end of the chaos, I always reflect and I look at the decisions that I failed to act upon, that I knew intuitively what I should do, but I made a different decision. And I know I can't be alone in that. I'm not the only one that has subterfuge to work against. So a lot of us get in our own way when the life starts to flow a certain way and we block it and we fight it. I have learned a great lesson about flowing with chaos. When we begin to flow with chaos, flow with change, we can really learn to trust ourselves. And I know that sounds crazy, but it's like your response to the chaos is usually either to block it or to allow. Those are the two decisions that I've seen happen. Maybe there's another one. But and the flow, when you get into the flow of this chaotic energy, it's really the energy of change. It's very, I feel it very connected to Lilith's energy of trying to get people aligned to this life purpose, okay, to this healing and learning to trust yourself. And many of you will be guided. You will hear or you will see alignments, you will see numbers, or somebody will do something that kind of triggers an alignment for you. And that is your soul saying, trust yourself. Trust yourself. Trust what you hear. Just see how it works out. That's why a lot of times when we start to really begin to align, we'll start to get guided to do kind of not silly things, but things that you think have no consequence, because they're wanting you to experiment with that energy of acting upon what you feel guided to do and seeing the response. And many times you start to see the alignment of just some very weird, I have a very weird aberration that happens on Twitter. It happens on Instagram now, and I'll talk about it sometime, but as I align, this energy always comes back. And it's to the point where it's a cosmic joke, okay? But you'll start to see it kind of form in strange ways, and then as you notice the alignment and you put it together, the energy kind of takes you forward and you begin to trust what the universe brings you. And once you really get into that energy, you can heal a lot, you can let a lot go, and you can move forward in a really empowered way, because you know. That is the knowing coming forward that I mentioned earlier in this reading. So okay, all right guys, that's what I got for you guys. I hope this resonated. If it did or it didn't, please leave me a comment in the comment section down below. I would love to hear from you guys. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.